Go back to bed. It has not even been an hour. You have not been sleeping for this much because I've been here for this much. It's impossible. Ask me. Ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Well, I got back from South by Southwest and unscathed. Like the TSA of it all. Maybe it's because I flew out like the day after the mass exodus. We definitely got there early. Everything was fine. And I came from Aspen, which is, I live in LA and there's a lot of money here. There's so much money in Aspen. Like, remember in Dumb and Dumber when Lloyd and Harry come out in those like crazy outfits to go to, just to be in Aspen? It's not a joke. Like, you're seeing women in like head to toe cream, Prada, fur, hats. Like, you just sit there and it's like, everybody's so happy and rich. And I have like I have the pettiest thing to say. And I don't feel like bad or insecure. Like, that's not who I am. And it's kind of fun to just kind of have business in a place that has that much money. It's kind of fun to spend $56 on an avocado toast and coffee.
Okay, that made me laugh, Iliza, when Angela Johnson posted something about spending $50 on a coffee and you commented like, I know this is Aspen.
I also knew that she was at that festival, but I was like, I know you're in Aspen because she got this like smoked coffee martini thing that I watched. I took a video of someone making it, which is like such a tourist thing, but I was like, what is this bullshit? It did have locks on it, to be fair, but
on the coffee?
No, sorry, on the avocado toast.
Oh, okay.
It's the kind of thing you got to go to bed. You got to get out of here. Okay? No, hold on a second. No, you didn't. Please go to bed. No, mommy's working. Shut the door. You got to get out of here. Shut the door. I like how her little rebellion is like half shutting the door.
I'm so relieved that wasn't Noah.
She just goes, You just have to sort of surrender yourself to the fact that it's going to be expensive and like this is a joke. And I just come from Hawaii where things are like comically expensive as well. But yeah. And so the shows were incredible. They're at the Wheeler Opera House. My flight did get canceled the day before for the next day. So like on the Monday, it got canceled for the Tuesday from American, the worst airline. And they cited weather. And I was like, that's funny because the weather's perfect and other planes are taking off. So that was bullshit. Text to me, like asking Daniel Tosh if I could get a seat on his plane, go back to LA. He didn't write back. So that was cool. And I actually, like, I didn't know how to get to Austin the next day because there were no flights.
Yeah.
And so I had the director of the festival. I was like, if there's ever a place to do it, it's Aspen. And he went on stage. He's like, if anyone has a private plane that Iliza could like lease from you. And people were like raising their hands. In the end, we got a flight. Everything was fine. But it was like the one time where you were like, this isn't weird to ask if someone could help me out. And this is after the harrowing journey that I documented from me getting from the Delta terminal to the United terminal at LAX. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people were like, why don't you just walk across the airport like outside? The answer is I was fear-mongered because of the TSA. I just didn't know if I was going to exit the airport and get back there. Like, actually, you have to get in the line. Like, you just never fucking know. But Aspen was beautiful. Any season, it's beautiful. Flew right to South by. I presented Best Podcast Award. Felt a little snubbed at the iHeartRadio Podcast Awards. And I was happy to award it to Hannah Berner for Giggle Squad. She's lovely. Giggly Squad?
Giggly?
Jiggly Caliente. Giggly Squad. That's such an old person. Is it Giggle? And but it was it was freezing. Like if you happen to tune in on your like iHeartRadio app, it was maybe 30 degrees. And I was in like a strapless leather dress, which offers like no warmth.
No.
I couldn't feel my feet and I was having trouble forming words. Like my mouth around words. It was that cold. And I said to the audience, I was like, is anyone else fucking freezing? And then I made some podcast jokes and I was like, let's be honest, we all do this so that we don't have to have a real job. And like people didn't find it funny. And I was like, you can't tell me that like sitting around with your friends and talking about movies and like being high. You cannot tell me like that's like that takes as much work as like being like filing for tax, like being an accountant. Like, give me a break.
Were you introduced as a podcaster?
I did take your advice.
Okay.
It did say Ask Liza. There were some heavy hitters like the My Favorite Murder ladies.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. It's a room full of multi-millionaires with millions of followers that you've never heard of.
Yes, which I
It's
think
the world of podcasting.
it's like the new kind of not marketing trend, but like trend of micro influencers to an extent. Like someone where people actually listen to them and everybody doesn't know who they are, but their sphere of influence is loyal to them is so much more valuable as like an advertiser or building a fan base.
Yeah. And so it was interesting. It was just very, very cold. And their sponsor was like avocados or guacamole. I was like, I can't think of something I want to eat less in like a strapless leather mini dress. Like, I'm good. And then Kara and we got out late and I was like, she's like, I'm so hungry. And I just ate so much fried food in Texas, but I will tell you what, I love popcorn chicken. I love it.
Popcorn chicken. I also popcorn shrimp before I became allergic.
Yeah, that does suck. And the premiere was great. And my dad and my stepmom were there. And my best friend Michelle was there. Peak best friend behavior is my best friend the day before being like, I'm going to come to your hotel room at 8 a.m. I was like, what?
Why?
She was like, I'll be there at 9. I was like, fine, have like Danielle give you a key. And in my like fantasy, she was going to like knock on the door at 9. I'd like crack my eyes open. She was bringing me a breakfast taco and coffee because she's my best friend.
No.
And at 9 o'clock, she goes, I'll be there at 9:40. And I was, rather than be like, wow, that's so sweet that you brought me a breakfast burrito and coffee, I was like, you said 9. And then she was like, no, I didn't. Look back at the text. I made it up. I don't know where I got 9. It's never enough time.
No,
it's never enough time with your best friend.
You posted a picture of you and Kara that was really sweet. I liked that. That was nice.
That was an accident. never post the reps. No, she was good. And it was good. And you know, the best part was, besides the crowd, getting to fly unencumbered back home. There was no TSA issue. The flight took off on time. They were canceled 3 times. Got home. And I've just really been enjoying being home.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that my 2-year-old son has figured out he can unzip his sleep sack and get out of his crib. So at 5 a.m., you just hear someone bump. He's just like, he just takes laps around the house. You're like, you gotta stay in your room. We gotta lock the door. Like, you can't be up at 5 just like helping yourself to the house.
Yeah, you have a lot
my God.
Stone in your house, in my mind.
They know they can't go in the living room. We have a rule. No, you can't go in the beautiful room, but like, it's just not safe.
No.
And so we lock his door. And this morning, I was like a little hungover, but I like peeped my head in. He's just playing with his cars starting at 5 fucking a.m. But I was like, I'm just not going to go in there.
I thought you were going to say at 5 a.m. he was like, let me out.
You hear the door like, and I'm like, it's locked. We are not open for business.
Right, because he has a bathroom in there.
Oh, boy. Already like looking up divorce attorneys for when Noah goes on his book tour and I have to be alone. Speaking of Noah's book tour, we've gotten some gorgeous questions from you guys to Noah about his book, about cooking. His new book is called Grill Time. Not a time to grill. Or to grill a mockingbird, which I think is very funny. And so if you have any question about grilling, because it's not just for men, feeding your family, sustainable eating, living, healthy questions around health, fiber is a favorite topic, anything like that. He has a Substack. You can go at Noah Galuten, Galuten. His Substack is so great.
Yeah.
He posts recipes. It's also fun. He does lives. Like, he's really dedicated to it. It's very sweet.
And
so
he's a very good writer.
He actually is a writer first and foremost, and he writes beautiful articles and stuff like that. And he's Googleable, but he's not here today. But he's going to be on the podcast in May to celebrate the release of his book. So keep your questions coming in so we can do like a full double penetration all Noah episode.
Don't say that about a Noah episode. Disrespectful.
And while we're talking about things that you can do for us, you can also join our Patreon and you can submit your questions to our Be Our Guest thread. And if you are selected, you will be a guest, on the podcast. And we will get to ask you for all the context that we crave and grill you.
Just submit pictures, titles in general, questions in general.
This is great. She's a host
I'm melting
of
down.
a podcast.
I'm melting. I'm like the robots in the Stepford Wives, the one with Nicole Kidman, when Faith Hill is just. Zzz.
Yep. And so we're here for you today.
All right, let's go to the show. Let's start with the question where actually Fred has weighed in. Hi, Liza. Emily, Fred, Glenn, Millie, and the number one hot Scotty. I mean, I guess so they asked, but we didn't get to it from when Fred was here. I, 36 female, recently started playing everyone's favorite Winter Olympic sport, curling. I've wanted to play for a long time and have really enjoyed learning the game and getting to meet some awesome new people. The problem is, every season I end up on a team with at least one older male who ends up being very controlling and lets his ego get in the way of the enjoyment of the sport. Their determination to win has led to me being yelled at on the ice when shots are missed, when my sweeping isn't strong enough, and when I don't do what they want when I'm playing skip during a game. The person who acts as the team captain holds the broom at the end of the ice for the other players to aim at and runs the strategy of the game.
That's the skip, just so people know.
They have been playing longer than I have, but only by a couple months. I love the sport and have enjoyed substituting on other teams, so I don't think it's a me problem. I'm the only female on these teams, so my question for Fred is, how should I confront these men in a way that won't make things worse? I don't like dreading going to something that is supposed to be fun and take my mind off the monotony of daily life. Help. Love you all. Not Anonymous. Alex from Massachusetts.
Did she ask for my dad to weigh in, or did we?
I guess she did because we had him on, that then people were just like, oh, we're asking
That's
Fred
right.
now.
All right, let's hear what my dad had to say.
I feel you need to better understand what the philosophy of the team is. If it's to win at any cost and be cutthroat, then you need to find another team. A team that shares your philosophy of playing a sport for relaxation, enjoyment, and camaraderie.
So my dad's answer is find the team that you fit in with. Like, apparently the goals are all not the same. And it's not an uncommon archetype, the sort of weekend warrior that like lives for their weekend activities and hobbies. But I guess my question is, are other people annoyed by this person? Is it just you? Because the truth is, like, you guys are not competing for anything significant. It should be fun, like a pickup basketball game. Nobody likes the person who's overly intense for no reason. That's why I always like pickleball, because even with seasoned people, it's still like, look, it's got the word pickle in it. Like, we are ironing ice at the end of the day. Like, everybody take it easy. So either find the team that works for you, or bark back, or be like, do you think that's fun? You're not me. So it's kind of a hard thing to stand on, but you could just be like, do you bark at everyone in your life like this? Or is this reserved specially for me? I can't tell you to stand up like that because I don't know if you have the mouth to like back it up. But is it just him? Are you the only one that's annoyed by this? Do you feel it's because you're a girl? He probably thinks he can just steamroll you.
Yeah.
The path of least resistance is to just find a team where the people aren't freaking out at you.
Yeah.
Or go out for team beers and get to know them better. I think if it were, I don't know, there's this also a place where like if you knew it was coming from a place of pure competition and they just get excited and it's not personal, you might be okay with it, but nobody wants to get yelled at in their free time.
Yeah, if I'm not a professional athlete, I don't want to hear it.
You could also say that. You could be like, we're literally competing for like a free Pizza Hut certificate. Like,
Cool it.
like what is happening here?
Yeah.
But what I'm not hearing is if your other teammates feel the same way.
Mm.
And, you know, part of the competition is talking shit, is getting competitive, is getting, you know, sometimes really aggressive over nothing, because you don't get to do it in your job as like a carpet salesman or whatever.
Mm.
So you have options. You can either leave and find a team that fits your spirit, or you can go to the mat, go to the ice.
Okay, we have a question.
Because, sorry, what'll happen is if you stop the game and you're like, why are you yelling at me? Then it's like, okay, you two. Like, I just don't know if other teammates feel that way. But I don't think a middle-aged man is going to stop being like that. The die has been cast.
Yeah, yeah.
But he needs to chill out.
I would just be so annoyed.
Or you're awful at curling and you're the girl that's like showing up in this space. And it's just like I would see I remember one time going to Club Med in high school and I was like into basketball, like a pickup basketball game. Like no adult male wants to play basketball with like a 16-year-old girl. Like you're like, okay, I guess I won't guard you as hard. No, like if a kid shows up, you're like, okay. We're missing all that context.
I think this guy needs to cool it.
You would, though. You're anti-man.
I'm anti being told to pick up the pace.
That's fair. You like it slow.
I like it slow. Okay. The next question is exciting because we get these questions where I just know from the subject line that it's going to be really hard to answer. And it's not when someone talks about the most horrible thing to happen to them. We usually are fine answering those. It's questions like this, which is, my dad needs to shower. So,
we've had this before.
Well, we've
like
had
cleanliness with men.
Yeah, a dad not washing his hands and like going to the toilet, doing a big dump, and then making the food with his tossing a salad with his hands as the tongs. So, hello, Iliza, Emily, Hot Scotty. Please play the Hot Scotty tune.
Hot Scotty number one, Hot Scotty. Hot Scotty number two, Hot Scotty.
Glenn and crew. I wrote back in October of 2025, Day of the Devil, and I was so excited for you to read my email that I decided to write again. This dilemma is different. Wow, the high, the rush.
The rush of it.
My husband and I love to travel. We are blessed that we are able to spend time at a lake house in the northern part of North Carolina, and my father-in-law spends his winters in Florida with his girlfriend. March 5th is my husband's birthday. Happy birthday, sweet face. And we plan to be in Florida for a birthday trip. When we travel, my father, bio dad, not the aggressively religious one, watches our 2 dogs. The problem is,
God, I was like, he's really into like biohacking. Like, I was like, is he really healthy? You meant biological dad.
Biological
Not
father.
like a robot, like bio dad. Okay, got it.
So he stays at the house, watches the 2 dogs. The problem is he does not shower while he is in my home. When we return, the air is stagnant. And he smokes like a freight train, not in the house, but it's apparent by the smell when we return, leading me to not only unpack all of our travel belongings, but then clean my house so we can enjoy being home after traveling, which, as you are aware, is already exhausting. How can I tell or ask my dad to please shower while he's here without embarrassing him or making him feel poorly about himself? Sidebar. He's in his 60s and on disability. He doesn't move well and is in pain often. Thank you. Love your podcast. No need to leave me anonymous. I don't care who hears. Everyone knows I listen to you, and I've often suggested others do too. And this is Christina.
I have 2 thoughts. One, if you are not in the business of being honest with your family, not all families are able to be honest. Not everybody's Jewish. Not everybody's Jewish about their emotions. You could hire a maid to come the day that you get home. Like, have her come in the morning or the night before the dad leaves. Like, have her kind of like, she like does the handoff of the house, because that would solve the stagnant issue. You're saying your dad smells so bad and his mental and physical well-being are so poor that when you get home, he's just been like rotting in your house, and it's old cigarette smell, and like the windows aren't open.
He's probably wearing one shirt and one underwear the whole time.
I think you sit your dad down, because there is this thing like, yes, people as they get older, they don't want to change. And if you're in physical pain, it might be hard, but he does shower. Like, it does happen at some point. And I think you, from a very kind place, be like, I am. And I've given this advice before, because I think honesty will always set you free. And you just say to him, like, I love you so much. I know that you're in pain sometimes, but I'm worried you're not taking care of yourself while we're gone. And I really appreciate you smoking outside the home, but it follows you in. And, you know, what you don't want to do is be like, and you don't shower. And he's like, I do shower. He probably doesn't. You're saying it's how many weeks at a time?
Let's see the exact timeline. Hold on.
He's doing you a favor by babysitting your dogs, but your house reeks. And I think you just have to tell him.
They don't say the exact amount of time. Yeah, but
you tell him. Be like, you know, Dad, I know it hurts, but I always want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And I just noticed that the house, you know, it's funny. I had a similar thing. My dad's going to kill me for saying this, but my dad and stepmom, when they'd visit, it would smell not bad. It had a very like foreign smell. I keep thinking like ode, like OUD, like it had a very distinct, like Middle Eastern, perfumey, musky smell. And I was like, what is this? And I have a really sensitive nose, and it would seep throughout the house. The office where they would stay, where I do my podcast. One time it smelled for weeks. It's not body odor. It's not like a body disintegrating. It was just whatever their smell was. And I don't remember them smelling like this. And finally I said something. I go, what is this cologne? And my dad's like, I'm not wearing a cologne. And I kept at him. And I kept making fun of him. I was like, what is this cologne? I was like, you smell like an Arabian horse. And then it became a Qatari business meeting. And then it became a Jordanian mall. Like, I was like, what is this like deep, rich, musky, magenta, velvet smell? And Barbara finally was like, I think it's our detergent. I'm like, how much are you using that it's like bonding to you? And I think they did less this time, but like I'll still get like whiffs of it.
Yeah.
And so all this is to say, like somebody's smell in your house, especially an unhygienic one, it's going to bother you. I think you very kindly say it to your dad. And if he can't make the adjustment, then you just have a maid come on the day and ask her to open the windows and you'll be home in like 2 hours or something. Because it may not, he's probably not conscious of it. And even if he is, he still may think, well, I showered 2 days ago. Like I go a week without showering. I don't care. But I don't smell. At least I don't think I do. So he might be thinking he's clean and he's just not.
But I also think like when the two people are home with their dogs, they're going in and out, they're opening the doors, maybe they're opening windows, they're leaving, they're coming back. He's probably going over and he's sitting there and he's not leaving for days. And that's part of the problem. He just has the doors closed. Nobody's coming in or out.
It's a mental health issue too. Like when people start to neglect themselves like that, he probably doesn't want to take a shower because it's a pain and it's
right.
hurt,
If he's
it
in
hurts
pain,
and stuff like that.
Do you have a shower at your house that is disability friendly? Like that has a bar that can you put a shower stool in somewhere?
I think when he's home, he just doesn't deal with it. And it's hard to ask him to change that, but he might hear you. And if not, do the maid thing.
Yeah. I think maids are surprisingly not as expensive to get a service that you will really value. No, I don't have them come to my house because I'd have to explain the cats.
I don't have to explain anything.
Hello, AIA. I finally got a wedding question of my own for the pod. I am 26 female getting married in New England this summer. Wedding planning is mainly fine. I didn't want a big wedding, but we're doing a bigger one than I wanted because my mom wouldn't stop complaining. I wrote in about a bridal shower my mom expected me to throw for myself a little while ago. I live in Oregon, but all my friends and family live in different states. Anyway, the question is, how do I tell my mom, 53, that it's weird that she's planning on wearing my old prom dress to my wedding? The dress is a cobalt blue satin A-line ball gown that is a little, quote, grander than my wedding dress. Beyond the dress being inappropriate for a garden party dress code, I just think she's going to take it as an opportunity to shine the spotlight on her. I know in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter and nobody is there to see the mother of the bride, but I just find it deeply annoying. Do I tell her wearing my old dress is a weird thing to do for the fourth time, or do I just suck it up and let her do whatever she wants? Additional context, she is paying for 70% of the wedding and she never pays for anything. So I haven't rocked the boat in this as much as I normally would. Now, Iliza, I sent you a picture.
Yeah.
And to me, this dress is garden party, but I see why.
It's a little low cut.
It's a little low cut.
Not 53 is not old, but they're out there.
I think clearly.
I'm going to show it. You got to show it. Because I cut out all the words.
Okay.
You get the gist of it. Okay.
I don't know anyone who's like, oh, my prom dress was so special to me, but you did wear it and there are pictures of you in it. So now I think to have how many times do you really go get fancy pictures done? And now to have another time that you're getting fancy pictures done is that same dress. I get why you're kind of like, but
you what?
I just don't, you've said like, hey, it's weird. And she's just like, too bad I'm wearing it.
Okay.
What else is there to do?
Here's another perspective. I had a dress that I wore for my senior prom. It was a very simple silk, like olive green dress that my mother has worn a few times since. She loved it. She definitely picked it out. Like I was like, whatever. I didn't have any strong feelings about my prom dress. And she kept it. It's a nice, like silk, like simple, whatever, but she's worn it. The thinking is like, this is a well-made dress. And in this case, it's like a bigger dress. So you don't really have a lot of occasions to wear a dress like that. For a second, I was like, oh, she's trying to save money, but she is paying for your wedding. But it's like, yeah, why waste a dress? Why go buy a whole brand new thing when you have this perfectly acceptable dress? It's a little bright for a wedding, but okay.
It's a garden
wedding.
party.
It's floral. It's garden party. She might just like love the dress and think, why bother go getting something else? Let's say she just loves the dress. She's not going to steal attention from you. She's just not. Short of her running on the dance floor and like doing the splits naked, like no matter what, is she going to try to dance with your fiance before you? Like, fine, she makes a toast, whatever. Part of this is what you get when somebody is in charge, but it sounds like your mom's going to probably try to do what she's going to do, even if she wasn't paying for it. What's really bothering you about this? What's really bothering you? Is it that the dress is like a bright blue? Because if it were like a subtle like shade of pest, I don't know.
So
like,
she
would that
said
bother,
it's grander than her wedding dress. I wonder if she means in cut. I wonder if her dress is more like frumpy's not the right word, but modest. Like,
but also like, isn't that who your mom is? And I get that. I know a lot of women are like, this is the one day that I want to stand out, and you will. You're going to be in all white. All the attention is going to be on you. And the second you see your fiance do those vows, have your first dance, it's all going to melt away. And I promise you will be so busy at your wedding, taking pictures, going around to the tables, being with this person that you love. You're not going to think about it unless your mom embarrasses you. But that doesn't seem to be what you're saying. I just think as women, we are taught to believe that someone can steal a spotlight on a day that was meant for you. It's not like you're both in a movie and she's going to like outshine you, but it was like anyone's game. Like, this is your wedding day. There's no wedding where people walk away. They're like, wow, the bride looked nice, but the mom, wow, really made it so appropriate. It's either the mom embarrasses herself, which it doesn't sound like she's in danger of doing, or nobody ever thinks about it. And in a way, it is kind of her day because her daughter's getting married. And that's kind of just the way it is, but you're the star. You're the star. Hands down, there's no competition there. Everything's going to be about you that day. I think you're more upset that you've asked her not to and she's planning on it. She might just love the dress.
I also think because you're calling out that this is the first time she's ever paying for something. So the first time she's ever paying for something, she's using it as a way to get her way about things. That's not a good feeling when someone's like, well, I'm paying, so I get to do this. It's like, it doesn't matter.
Then you need to. Well, first of all, is there anything else that she's like bulldozing you on? Or is it just the dress? And you're like, I don't want to rock the boat, which means you need her to pay for this wedding. I guess I would need to know, like, are there other things that she's done? Like, has she decided the cake flavor? Has she decided if it's a buffet or a sit down? Like, has she dictated other things? Do you have the kind of relationship where you could be like, I am so grateful that you're paying for this, but I just want to make sure that these are my decisions or that we do them together? It doesn't sound like you do, because otherwise you wouldn't be writing into the show. But I think the root of the issue is that you're afraid she's going to wear this dress. I think you're saying it's bullshit that you're wearing a dress that I wore to feel special. Now you're wearing it. You're saying to her, get your own light, get your own story, get your own dress. I have no issue with her wearing the dress. Because the idea that like a cobalt blue party dress would ever outshine a bride. And if it does, and you're like a simpler bride, then that's who you are. I think you're annoyed that it's your prom dress.
Yeah.
There's something about that being a part of your story when you were younger, like your mom being like, look what I fit into. I think that's what bothers you, is that it's your prom dress and it's kind of bright, but no one's going to eclipse you on that day. So let her do it. To quote Mel Robbins, who was also up for Podcast of the Year, let them. A person who I had no idea about prior, but now I know.
All right. We have another question from Patreon. We do take questions from email and Patreon, just so you guys know. But the Patreon is free and fun. But also you can email us. I think I have an original question for you, claims someone on our Patreon. Hi, Iliza. Baby arm, babies, fur, and not. Hot Scotty #1. And Fred. Again, just because Fred's never coming back. I mean, he will, but not immediately.
The Arabian horse will be back at some point.
I, 30 female, am wanting to know if I keep silent or reach out to my ex-friend. Let's call her Blue. Blue cut off contact with myself, all of our mutual friends, and her family for the most part 2 years ago. I tried and tried to get her to continue the friendships, inviting her to barbecues, house hangs, events. Each time she said she was busy for about a year. The last contact was her saying she's happy and just in a different place now. All of this started to happen shortly after getting together with her girlfriend. One of the last times we hung out, she called me beforehand to say she met a girl. I was so happy for her. It was like she was scared to tell me in person. I'm not homophobic. I'm genuinely just the token straight person in our friendship group. All of our friends are so nice, never toxic, the kind of girls that cheer each other on. No one ever says anything bad about each other. Friends since high school. I just don't understand what happened to her. I feel like it can't be about her having a girlfriend when most of the group is gay or bi with girlfriends. Yeah, I don't know how her family reacted to her getting a girlfriend, but we're separate from them. I bumped into her mom about a year ago. She was almost in tears saying she tries to see her daughter, but it's hard. They used to be incredibly close. Her girlfriend is also a therapist, so I find it really confusing that this therapist met her and thought it was fine for her to drop all her family and friends.
She's manipulative and she knows all like the psycho tactics. Just because you're a therapist does not mean that you don't need therapy.
Right.
That's like saying because I'm a doctor, I don't need to see a doctor.
The last we and you know what to do with a scalpel. Just like this woman knew how to isolate. So
yeah, I'm a brain surgeon, therefore I can do my own brain surgery. I don't think so.
The last we spoke to Blue was a year ago. I feel like I want closure. If she did a 180 and wanted to reconnect, I don't know if I could ever trust that she'd not leave me again. It really broke my heart. She was like a sister I never had.
She's not going to.
She never even contacted me when I got married. I don't want to guilt her for leaving. I don't want to ask her to come back. I'm just so unsatisfied not knowing why this happened. But I don't want to message accosting her, even though sometimes I feel like doing that. Do you think I should contact her? Any advice would be appreciated. Yes. Why not?
Two things. One, the therapist, let's say you guys were all good friends and everything was actually fine. Because to you it was. I look back on some of my high school relationships. I'm like, I was having a great time. And then I asked one of those friends and she was like, nope, high school was pretty awful for me. I didn't do anything, but like, she was like, I was having a terrible time. And I was like, oh, I guess I didn't know. Either the therapist, and by the way, the fact that you were like, we're all gay except for you, the therapist doesn't like that she's hanging out with a group of women. The therapist is jealous in the same way that a man who's insecure would not like if the girl he was dating had a group of all guy friends. You know, the therapist is insecure and it stems from that. She's probably controlling and that's weird. That's one version. The other version is the therapist is great. They're having a great time and she was just kind of done. It does happen. It does happen where people are just like, I don't know, like the stuff we talk about, I kind of don't care about. And I'm in a different place. Like you guys never wanted to go hiking and me and the therapist love hiking and we have all these dear friends and there's just no room. It's one or the other. But if you are absolved of any wrongdoing, like if you really, she was like a sister to you, it's shitty that she did that. So you may as well, like what Emily said, like you've got nothing to lose, which I think is what you said. You may as well, in a very kind way, not in a you owe me this, not in a I'm mad at you. Be like, and it might come off as annoying, but at least you will have tried. You know, be like, I loved you so much. You were like a sister to me and it always kind of broke my heart. I never know if I did anything. She might write back and be like, nope, everything was great. Hope all is well. In which case she's gone. There is the version. You don't need to, we get this a lot on our podcast where girls will be like, and if she does, I don't know if I can trust her. You don't have to worry about if she comes back because that's probably not happening. And if she does, then you'll assess then. But don't think about that for now.
I think this is a situation where you can send the message so that you know you sent the message and you tried. And if she doesn't reply, there's your answer. If she does reply, there's your answer.
Yeah. You know, there's a version, like I'm like, you could always CC the therapist and she could be like, what are you doing? You just ditched all your friends. Maybe there's a way to put this puzzle together. If you look back at your life with Blue, was she always like this in relationships? Was she kind of like farther down on the friend totem pole? But like, I think about people in my life that I always wanted to keep close and they were just done, not in a mean way. They're just like, yeah, this didn't fit for me anymore. And I've done that to people. And sometimes it's not complex, even though I think the therapist has an issue. Sometimes it is just like, I don't know, I moved on. I'm with this person. I didn't really owe you an explanation. We were close, but maybe toward the end you weren't. Like, I think it's easy to summarize as like, it was always great. And then it wasn't. The mom stuff makes me think it's something with the therapist.
Yeah, that kind of seems like she's being isolated. But I will say with the friends, you're saying it's a whole big group of you and you all are lovely. You might all be closer to each other than you are to her. And she might have always been kind of an extra, the outsider.
Maybe.
Even if you guys are so nice. But the mom thing indicates, that she's being cut off.
What is it? You want your friend back or do you want an answer?
I think at this point they'll settle for an answer, but because over a year.
You have to be okay with either.
Yeah.
You just want the closure, good or bad. And that's fair because that might be what you end up getting. I would write it. I would rewrite it. I would have people read it. And I think it's totally fair to lay your heart bare and just be like, I miss you. I love you. I want to know that you're okay. She'll be like, I am okay. Thanks. Your answer will be in the way she answers your question.
Yeah. Or doesn't.
If it's too flippant, you know that there's some hurt there. That's weird. Yeah, it's like, do you include in there, like, I ran into your mom, she was in tears. You can't do that because then she'll be like, well, my mom's a bitch, never liked gay people. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not almost none of your business, but that is weird. Can you stalk them on the internet? Can you give us her handle? Oh, give us her handle. I'll tell you if she's happy.
It makes me mad. Everybody has a private Instagram now and it pisses me off.
I'm trying to snoop.
Let me look. I want to know what's going on.
Let me in there. I feel like that should be a soundbite from Emily. Like, let me in there.
I do.
Say it.
I said, let me look. You want me to say, let me in there? Yeah, let me in there. Let me in your pages so I can look at all your photos and see what, and then go look at what you've been tagged in.
Do you remember the Hurley boy? It was like Adam Sandler, Chris Farley thing where Adam Sandler was like some kind of challenged boy. And he'd be like, let me water your plants. He'd be like, let the boy into your home. Let me look after your dog. I won't do much. Let him walk your dog.
I thought Hurley boy for a second was the balloon boy.
Nope.
That's the only boy I recognize.
You know, you look at Adam Sandler, you think Irish kid for sure. The Hurley boy. That's such a deep cut. That's such a deep comedy cut. Okay.
People will love it. Question. I have been a long time fan and have an issue I've been struggling with for a while. It's a bit complex, but I'd appreciate some outside input. Little prayer hands emoji. Here it goes. My late mom sent a, quote, sign from the grave, but my dad's MAGA wife is an absolute nightmare. Hi, Iliza and Emily. I am a vegan bakery owner and urban fantasy author, so not a nurse or getting my master's degree.
What does urban fantasy means? Like you dream of having a backyard?
Author. Let's see. Urban fantasy is a subgenre placing supernatural elements in a contemporary urban affected setting. So like bustling, like London or New York, but there's like maybe somebody's a vampire.
I thought it was like the centaurs are just black people.
Yeah, the centaurs. Somebody in New York is also a centaur.
Got it.
Yeah.
I lean too into the urban. Okay.
My mom passed away in November. She and my dad had a nuclear divorce years ago after he cheated for a decade with his now wife. Back then, this woman was a total creep. She'd call my mom at work and leave late night weird voicemails of just music. The night my mom died at 2:30 a.m., my estranged dad, 72, quote, randomly woke up and texted me. My sister and I took it as a sign for my mom to reconcile. We were wrong. My sister was no contact for years over my dad's anti-choice MAGA views. She broke her silence to grieve, but the wife is now weaponizing our shared culture. My dad is white and has a type. She calls my sister the good kind of Mexican, like her, while my mom had her heritage literally.
Wait, like her? Is the new wife Mexican?
The mom is Mexican and the new wife is Mexican and the dad is white. And the new wife's a self-hating Mexican.
Right. She's like, I'm a good Mexican.
And you are too. The good kind.
Like me.
Yeah. Now this woman who destroyed my mom's peace is using her own fluency to gatekeep our culture and treat my reclamation of my heritage as a joke. We grew up pretty disconnected to our Mexican side because of my mom's upbringing. She's now telling people that they are the last of my dad's family name and is DMing famous country singers with the name to, quote, find family. Legally.
So they share a famous last name with
yeah.
or something. Okay.
Legally, I'm still under my maiden name only because I was too lazy to change at the time my house was listed under my maiden name. So they all still share a name, this horrible woman with these kids, these adult kids.
What was so okay?
She even tried to gaslight my sister about the divorce, asking if she, quote, remembers anything from that time. Like she was 5 or something when it happened. My sister was literally in college. When my sister stood her ground, the wife complained that her own son, quote, doesn't remember anything, likely because he knows she's unhinged and wants to stay out of the blast zone. She claims we've never met her kids. We're all in our mid to late 30s now. When I pointed out we met at an Angels game in 2019, she told my sister it didn't count because my husband and I were too high and drunk from a parking lot tailgate. They live in my late grandfather's house, and I'm terrified she's manipulating my dad into disinheriting us. Most importantly, I have a 3-year-old daughter who is my dad's only grandchild. He adores her, but the wife is the ultimate gatekeeper. And the question is, how do I navigate this situation? Do I play nice for the sake of my daughter's relationship with her grandpa and our family legacy? Or do I protect my peace and my mom's memory by calling out the rot? Love the show. From the wrong kind of Mexican daughter.
What does that mean?
This woman is clearly just is like, we're the good ones. We're like white people.
How much money do you stand to gain when your father passes?
That's one question.
Is it tens and tens of thousands? Is this life-changing money? Is it nice money? Is it worth it? Or do you not know what his assets are? I think, and also the sister had like this, I'm so sorry, lo siento. The sister had distanced herself from the father, had gone no contact. So you have a relationship with him, and I'm assuming he has a relationship with his 3-year-old granddaughter.
Yes, but the stepmom is the gatekeeper. So basically, if she gets mad enough at our question asker, she'll cut their relationship off. And I would say we've had a question similar to this. You are talking about wanting to reconnect with a culture and a heritage that clearly this woman does not respect. So I would think twice about letting your daughter be around these people.
When you say reconnect with a culture and a heritage, are you seeing your dad as that reconnection? Because you are allowed to be Mexican all day, every day without these people.
So their mom, who's Mexican, was beaten by nuns, basically white nuns, like beat the culture out of her. So she was very much like, did not do anything Mexican, it sounds. So now it's like, well, we want to be authentically ourselves. And it sounds like the stepmom is like, well, that's not the good kind of Mexican.
I'm not interested in the rantings of a lunatic. And there is no such thing as the good kind of any race or culture because that's based on perception. A lot of people would say the good kind of Jew is a dead Jew. So am I going to go off of that? Well, like you are entitled to be a part of your culture and be as Mexican as you want and find people in a community that will support that and go on your own journey. You're missing puzzle pieces. Your father's white. So
and MAGA.
He has actually, a lot of Latin people are MAGA.
I know, but he's
okay. So
they called it out specifically.
It's two separate things. Culture that's yours. It's in your blood. A lot of people leave and return to it, especially now that you're a mother. It's all very normal to want to like really get to this. And it's a bummer that your mom never got to connect with that. Your dad is not going to be a puzzle piece to that culture. And your stepmom has nothing to do with it. So you connecting with your culture and finding aunts and uncles and a community and friends and groups that make you feel empowered as, I feel so white, like as a strong Latin woman, but it's, they don't get a say in that. And that's the strongest thing that you can do. How much money are we talking here? And do you have I'm serious. If it's like $5,000, I know that's a lot to a lot of people, but that may not be worth this.
Right. Think about, he's not that old. Think about your mental health. Think about your family's health. Think
Is
about
this property. Like, and so do you have I'm not understanding. Do you have a relationship with your father? The sister didn't because the dad is like obstinate, whatever. Do you have a relationship? Does he have a relationship with that little girl? Can you take him to coffee? Can you strengthen that and just be like, I need to have a relationship with you as my father, independent of her.
Mm-hmm.
She's unfair to me. I love you. How do I have a bond with you? And he was like, well, you've got to love my wife. It just doesn't, she might control him, but I also think if he loves you and this is your father, you can get him alone and talk to him. It also might be fair to straight up be like, I want to make sure that whatever your daughter's name is not cut out of your life because whatever the stepmom's name is, like, has a weird issue with me. My mom died. All I've ever wanted is to be a good daughter. You could lie, even that's not your goal. But you may as well be honest and transparent about what it is you're worried about. And it's like, you're only worried about the money. It's like, I need to know your relationship with the dad. And please, let's not pretend it's about the relationship with the granddaughter if it really is about the money. And that's fine too. But also, yeah.
I do think, she said her and her sister wanted to think that their dad texting that night was a sign from their mom and to reconnect. And I think regardless of whether it was, it inspired you to because deep down you wanted to. So you got that and you interpret it as, I want to connect with my dad. And I think that's a valid thing to explore, even though he has things that upset you. I think you can give him this chance and see how it pans out.
Here's what you do.
Yeah.
Two can play at being the manipulative woman. And the card that you have that this harpy doesn't is that you are actually his flesh and blood. And he did love your mom at one point. And you may remind him of your mom, and that may be a bad thing. That may be a good thing. You call this man and you say, it's been weighing on my heart that you and I aren't closer. And I would really like to get to know you and make up for some lost time. He will absolutely say yes. Go to coffee, start establishing a relationship, and don't say anything about the stepmom. Say, she might want to come be like, I'd really love to spend some quality time with you, Dad. And if she has an issue, be like, why do you care? Then she'll look in front of him. She'll look fucking bananas. And he'll be like, I'm going to go spend time. You can't tell. And then you could say to him, be like, why are you letting your wife decide what you do? A man like that is going to be like, no, I'm not doing that. Be like, great, then let's go to coffee. My treat. Start earning that relationship if the money is what you want. You don't seem like a manipulative person.
No, he adores your daughter. And I think that means something to you to see them together.
And that's family and that's culture and that's bonding. In terms of the culture thing, your dad has nothing to do with it. He's not Latin. It's not in his blood.
Sure loves him though.
It's for your daughter. Well, who doesn't?
Isn't it always funny when somebody you're like, oh, you're dating the exact same person again, huh? Like it makes sense to have a type, but also it's like it didn't work out the other time.
Men like to have their houses run. Mm. Men, they can't, men typically remarry quicker. Like they just need like a point and shoot. Like they need someone to manage everything. Like, especially a guy like that, like he's not going to like organize a household. And I'm sure she's happy to like run his shit, especially if there's money involved, or she's just a fucking psycho. But, you just stay consistent and constant. And if she says something to you like good kind, bad kind, you can, if you challenge, like, I don't know, I would make a sport of it. I'd be like, what's a good kind? Am I the good kind? What's a bad kind? Like, what are you even talking about, Maria? Like, I would just treat her like she's crazy all the time.
It's not a bad plan.
Like, what are you even saying? Like, what is that? Dad, do you really put up with this?
Yeah.
Sometimes I give advice as a comic, not remembering that most people are not allowed to speak as freely as I am.
Well,
it's hard though. I get it.
Well, because sometimes people will also be like, give me a comeback. And then what are you supposed to do? It's like, you're never going to be able to deliver this.
Ask your dad to coffee. Bring the little girl. Be like, it's important that while I'm still on this earth, I just want to have a relationship with you. You're my dad.
Yeah.
And you can be lying. But then after 6 months, be like, hey, what's up with that will? That way it doesn't look like you were just doing it for the money.
Yeah. Top of the cob.
It's the top of the cob.
We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, top of the cob. Mine's super simple.
Okay.
I don't like it when you get a gel manicure and at the cuticle it lifts and then your hair gets caught in the lifted gel. Ugh. Because then you got to rip it off and then it looks bad. And peeling nail polish is better. Lifted gel, your hair always gets caught. And I don't have a hair to spare.
You need them.
And then you have to go get harsh chemicals to get it taken off. You can't just wipe it off with that lifted gel.
Our fan bottom, listener bottom, is in response to your Sierra bottom when she hit her head. They say, bottom that correlates with Sierra's injury. My son runs track and is a hurdler. One hurdle didn't have the weight shifted forward and his trail leg caught and the hurdle didn't release like it should have. And then there's a photo and his eye, it's all bloody.
It.
Yeah. Poor guy.
But also very cool looking.
I know he does look cool. He does look cool.
A busted up face on a boy is oh.
Yeah.
Tough boy.
But it's just that kind of thing where you're watching as a parent from afar,
baby.
Ugh.
Also, because she's a child, it's almost like her skin absorbed it. There was and now it's totally fine. There's nothing wrong. Meanwhile, I cut my leg shaving. It's been 2 years. The mark is still there.
I know. I have cat scratches that are years and years old.
You mean love bites, love scratches, love marks?
I don't know how I haven't gotten that disease, but my bottom is
Who says you don't have it? Who says you don't have it?
I'm so sick. Isles I think she has ear mites. Something's up with her ears, so I need to do the medicine, the flea tick, whatever medicine that you put on the neck. And it's so stressful because I'm so worried about them licking it. Does Tian feel
can't lick your neck?
They can lick and they try to lick each other's. No, you put it between the shoulder blades and then I have to watch them for 3 hours and they could reach it.
I remember that.
They can reach it and I don't want to do it and I have to do it and I keep putting it off. And then I saw today her ears all messed up and I'm like, that's my fault because I didn't do my job as your caregiver because I didn't feel like it. Now I have to do it and feel guilt.
Can you administer it orally per your dream?
I'm scared.
Mouth to mouth?
I'm scared to do that because Gracie was super allergic to all flea medicines. And so I just live in fear of something going wrong.
You put it in your house newsletter that you can.
Who do I send that to?
Just the cats.
Just the cats. They can't read.
Let's move on.
Okay, top of the cob.
I'll go last.
Do you want you end us? So
yes.
Top of the cob from a listener. They said, tomorrow will be my last day at my quote COVID job. Basically, the job I got to pay for my student loans. Am I in the career field I have a degree for? No. But I'm moving up to an assistant store manager at a family-friendly company, ready for this fresh start. I think that's a very nice way of looking at it.
Yeah.
It's very positive.
God, COVID was such a spiritual fucking. It is the worst thing to happen in our lifetime. And the residual effects of it, everything from supply chains being disrupted, service industry, things being open at weird hours. We went to a Mexican restaurant the other day and everything's fresh, plates, silverware. And I asked for salsa, like a staple, and they all come out in plastic containers with lids. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Places you go that are charging like $30 a plate, plastic forks, plastic everything, because it's easier to throw away plastic than pay someone. It just
they realized what they could get away with. I mean, pre-COVID, I used to go to movies at like 10 a.m. and now they don't start till 12 because they're like, we don't want to pay someone to be on the morning shift, and we realize people put up with it.
We don't. Yeah. It's just everything's been markedly worse. Okay.
My top is, I'm trying to decide if I should do a gross one or an annoying one. I'll do an annoying one, which is because it's therapy. And I think people who just talk about therapy are so boring. But I had like a breakthrough about why I don't go out and hang out with people where I was like, oh, like this makes sense. And I can't say it on here because it's rude.
What is it?
I can't say it on the podcast. It's rude to people.
Well, why would you make this your top?
Because I'm saying that in therapy, I actually had a conversation where I was like, this makes sense. Okay, I'll tell you and we'll cut it.
Is you racist?
Yes, it's because I'm racist. No, it's... You have all kinds kinds of secrets. Fine.
Just because you're attracted to objects and that was your big breakthrough in therapy.
Fine. My top of the cob is when you get a really good dry eye booger out of your eye.
Rich life you lead.
You go.
That's your malicious compliance. I'm like, you can't do that when you're like, fine, here's something
That was
awful.
the other one I had on my list, and I chose between them.
Mine's not any better. Mine's equally as lame. It's when you get like...
Mine's good. It's satisfying.
Eye booger? I think nose booger. Like when you get a big dry piece and you pull it out with your pinky.
Yeah, that's great.
It's
but
like,
that has definitely been your top in the... Scott reminded me we're almost at 400 episodes. 400. Well, then I think so we've definitely done boogers, and now I'm doing eye boogers.
We have one listener per episode. I think I may have said this before, but I had it again this week, which was Noah. I gave him the bedroom. He wasn't feeling well, kind of give him his space. And that means that I went into the guest room. And I had my own little like artist studio. And we have these really soft, very old sheets for the guest bedroom that are just like so worn in. And I made my little sad bachelor bed. And I just have like having alone, even though we go to bed, it's not like we're talking, but just like having your own quiet little space. And I could check my phone into the night, and I could kind of like, Noah's just like, in the other side of the house. And I'm just like, I'm going to have a juice and then I'm going to listen to this. Like you're kind of like single for a little bit. Like I just love having my own little like bedroom. I see how people have separate bedrooms, like my own little routine coming from sets, very quiet. And just live my life. Play Wordle at 1 a.m. No one knows.
I think if you have the floor space and you can have separate bedrooms, what a dream. Not even that you have to sleep with everyone, but the idea that you have the option.
Yeah. And Noah and I don't go to bed. We don't wake up at the same time. And we kind of sometimes don't go to bed at the same time. And so, because he's got like sleep things, whatever. But like, it's not great permanently, but I did love the little, I was like, I'll go sleep in the office. This feels great. Cozy bed. It is next to the kitchen. You can't hear the children in the morning, but it's okay. And the dog comes with me. And at night, I stretch my leg out and I can just feel her little curved body on my toe. And I feel so safe when I can touch her.
That's the best. I had a cat with their head sleeping on my bare foot for most of this podcast. Then she moved her head away and I was so offended.
I love that. And before we get out of here, wow. So today's episode will air on March 25th. That means you can come see me at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tulsa, Oklahoma on April 4th. And then you can come see me at my brother's wedding in March. You can come see me at Garden of Laughs at Radio City Music Hall. It's a charity event on April 13th. Radio City Music Hall, for those of you who live under a rock, is in New York. And those are the next few gigs. Am I missing one?
Do you want to do this shout out?
Charity event for cancer benefit in St. Louis on the 23rd. Of April. And then in ending, we want to send a loving shout out to a fan, a listener of the podcast, Seth. He is a longtime listener, longtime trucker. He's listened for all 389 episodes. And we are sending you just our absolute love and appreciation. I know you listen to this when you're walking around, and we wish you well on your new chapter. This is not, you cannot write in and ask us to this isn't a cameo thing, but we just wanted to send a little appreciation. That's a lot of episodes to have listened to, and I'm glad that it brightened your day, and best of luck to you.
Almost to 400. Can you believe it?
Just the brain rot you've incurred. Just the amount that you've heard me cry about Israel on this podcast. You've been with me through 2 babies. That's wild.
Yeah.
Not wild. Yeah. Who knows what I said in that postpartum haze, but I meant it. See you guys next week.